Hi guys, my name's Amanda. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. Today I'm going to be doing a kind of a new thing. I'm going to use a TBR jar to pick some of my June reads. So let's see what happens. All right, let's get right into it. So I have seen this around on YouTube a little bit, where people have some kind of way to pick their TBR that is fun, like either a game or a TBR jar. So I thought I would try it and see how I like it. I'm not gonna pick all my books from this jar just because I want to leave myself a little room to just choose something that looks fun in the moment, a little mood reading, if you will. So I'll probably pick like 5 or 6 and we'll see how it goes. I've got some piles around me here and I've got some on this shelf that I'm going to be choosing from, and I'm also going to choose from my Storygraph TBR if I don't have something physical right here. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see if we like it. All right, y'all ready? Let's see, the first one, I'm not gonna look. Let's go here. Okay, first prompt is, ooh, an award-winning book. So let me look around and see what I've got. I think over here I have, yes. So I'm going to read The Last Quintista. This book actually won 2 awards. It is a winner of the Newbery Medal and also the Pura Belpré Award. I've never heard of that, but that's cool. It is a science fiction, I believe. There once lived a girl named Petra Pena who wanted nothing more than to be a storyteller like her abuelita. But Petra's world is ending. Earth has been destroyed by a comet, and only a few hundred scientists and their children, among them Petra and her family, have been chosen to journey to a new planet. They are the ones who must carry on the human race. Ooh, I am excited to read this one. I wanted to read this one in middle grade March, but didn't get to it. So, ooh, I'm so excited for this one. Okay, the next prompt, I'm gonna pick this purple one down here because purple is my favorite color. So, let's see. Ooh, I'm excited. This is a translated book, and I know exactly the book that I want for that one. I just recently heard about a book called Confessions by Kanae Minato. I heard about this book on the Currently Reading podcast. This is a book that is translated into English. I want to say it's translated from Japanese. If that's not right, I will somehow let you know here. But the way that she talked about this book on that podcast, I was like, yeah, I'm reading that. I think it's a mystery. I'll read a little bit about it. It says, her pupils murdered her daughter. Now she will have her revenge. After calling off her engagement in the wake of a tragic revelation, Yuko Moriguchi had nothing to live for except her only child, 4-year-old child, Manami. Now, following an accident on the grounds of the middle school where she teaches, Yuko has given up and tendered her resignation. But first, she has one last lecture to deliver. So that's really all I know about this book, but it came highly recommended, like I said, from the ladies on that podcast, and it sounded so good. So I'm really excited to read this one. All right, we ready for the next one? Let's see. I'm gonna go down to the very bottom. This red one. Not you. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, a book you think you will rate 5 stars. So this is a tough choice. I don't know. Ooh, I'm between this one, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Guess I'm gonna read both of these eventually, but I guess I'm gonna go with 7 Days in June. I talked about this on my summer TBR, and I've heard really, really good things about this one, and it says on the back, one of the people who gave their praise for this book said, "I can always rely on Tia Williams for a novel with a delicious plot, compelling characters, and all of the pop culture references my heart desires. 7 Days in June is nothing short of a good time." So I'm gonna try this one, and I really hope it's a 5-star read for me. Yeah, next one, here we go. Let's go with pink this time. Oh, a book you picked because of the cover. So let's see. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot that I picked by the cover. This is hard, y'all. I think that I am going to pick, oh, shoot. I think I'm gonna pick Yonder. This is a middle grade that I talked about in my summer TBR as well. That cover is so pretty. Look at that. I love that cover. I talked about this one in a recent video that I did, so if you want to hear about that, I will link it. The cover is super, super pretty, and that is definitely why I chose it. So I'm excited to read this one. Yay! All right, I'm gonna pick a different color. Let's go with green. Let's see. This is fun. I really like this. Okay. A book your significant other picked for you. Oh boy. Well, let me see. Where is it? Where is it? It's not over here. I have to go get it. Oh, okay. Got it. I'm gonna have to read this one. My husband picked this one, The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. I also talked about this one in my library haul, I think, along with Yonder. So you can check that out in that video as well. Someone who was writing a blurb about this book said, "Gothic, dark, and utterly enthralling. This is a world I wanted to sink into and never leave. I adored this book." So Storygraph says that this is a fantasy, horror, dark book. So I'll be reading this one when it's daylight outside. And I am really looking forward to it. I'm gonna have to get my husband to read it with me. Okay, I'm gonna pick one more. Let's see. What color haven't I chosen yet? Orange, maybe? Yeah, we'll go with orange. So, ooh, this one says to pick the 13th book on my Storygraph TBR. So let's see. I'm gonna go, let's see, home. Did I say 13th book? Yeah, 13th book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, bless it. I'm so excited. That is really funny. So I'm super happy about this one. It is Lily and the Octopus by Stephen Rowley. It's got my dachshund on the front. I was gonna read this anyway, if we're being honest, so that works out for me. Maybe I'll pick one more since I was already gonna read this one anyways. I talked about this in a previous video as well. I will link it for you. Let's do one more. I guess I'll go with purple again, my favorite color. All right, here we go. Okay, a book with a person on the cover. I'm gonna have to go into my Storygraph and find one with a person on the cover. Let's see. Okay, so I think for this one, I'm gonna read All the Lonely People by Mike Gale. This is a contemporary fiction. I also heard about this one on the Currently Reading podcast. They recommended this book highly. It says, in weekly phone calls to his daughter in Australia, widower Hubert Bird paints a picture of the perfect retirement, packed with fun, friendship, and fulfillment. But it's a lie. In reality, Hubert's days are all the same, dragging on without him seeing a single soul, until he receives some good news. Good news that in one way turns out to be the worst news ever. News that will force him out again into a world he has long since turned his back on. The news that his daughter is coming for a visit. Now Hubert faces a seemingly impossible task to make his real life resemble his fake life before the truth comes out. And it says on the cover of this book, the picture of the book that I'm looking at, it says, life is waiting, but Hubert Bird has to open his door and let it in. I'm excited for that one. I think it sounds really good. They, on the podcast, had a lot of good things to say about it, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that was super fun. What did you guys think? Do you like the TBR jar? Do you think I should do it again? I'm excited. I picked some books that maybe I wouldn't have picked up right away, and so that's really cool. I'm excited to see how they go and share with y'all what I think about them when I'm finished. Okay, so for the kindness moment today, I'm gonna tell you a little story. So my husband and I have some neighbors that live kind of just up the street from us, and we have actually become really good friends with them, and their son comes over to play a lot. But the other day, my dog, my dachshund, I always talk about how much I love those dogs. My dachshund did a thing where he chewed my husband's Apple Watch. He chewed the Apple Watch band that my husband has had forever. And so my husband wasn't able to wear his watch. Well, we had our friends over one night. We were talking about how the dog chewed the thing. And they said, oh, well, we have a bunch of them at our house. Let's just go get you one. So she went up there. Our friend went up to her house in the dark, grabbed all the bands that they had. I guess they bought like a big pack of them and had all different types, and brought them down and said, yeah, choose one, you can have it, no problem. I just thought that was super kind. They didn't have to do that. They could have said, yeah, well, you'll have to buy a new one, and a lot of times those things aren't super cheap. So that was a really, really kind thing they did without even being asked. We were just telling a story, and they just went out of their way to do that for my husband, and he was able to get his watch back on and, track his workouts and everything like he likes to do. So I thought that was super kind, and it really warmed my heart that they would do something like that for us. So on that note, go out there and be kind to someone today, y'all.